It is the News Blitz with Randy Wang on Talk Radio 790 KABC. We're here every single day from 5 to 6 talking about the local issues that matter to you most and taking your phone calls at 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. You can email us as well at randykabc@gmail.com. That's randykabc@gmail.com. It is Friday. That means it is happy hour, and I want to do a little experiment tonight. We're going to put some energy out into the ether and see if anything comes from it, because I like to travel quite a bit. I go to Santa Fe a lot. I'm in Santa Fe right now. I hiked in between the John Phillips Show and the News Blitz. That was a lot of fun. And I go to Dallas a lot. And whenever I'm in Dallas, I have quite a few eateries that I really, really, really love. And I get to a point where I start following them all on Instagram because I like to support businesses that I like. I like to give them the follow. And then when I get home to Los Angeles, I get daily reminders of all the incredible food I don't get to eat, because even though LA is such a great food capital, even though there are so many great places to go, whether it's fine dining or junk food or fast food, there are a lot of chains that are not in Southern California, and I don't understand why at this point. I feel like there is such a proliferation of the same fast food places over and over and over again. I'll give you the best example. If you are in the Encino, Lake Balboa, Van Nuys area, and you're on Balboa Boulevard, when you get to Balboa and Van Owen, there's a Del Taco. Now, the next street is Sherman Way. The street after that is Saticoy. And what is at Balboa and Saticoy? A Del Taco. There are two Del Tacos within a mile of each other. I do not understand it, and I love Del Taco, but there doesn't need to be two Del Tacos when there could be something else. And then I saw something popping up on my Instagram for quite a while, and I noticed that I keep getting ads for a chain I've never heard of that apparently is moving to LA County. They're moving to Southern California. Apparently, it's a Carolina fast food chain. You ever heard of Bojangles? Well, Bojangles is apparently going to be opening up a whole bunch of franchise locations in Los Angeles starting next year. They're going to do 30 different Bojangles locations. Bojangles apparently is chicken and biscuits and breakfast, and I just thought, if Bojangles can move to Los Angeles and In-N-Out Burger can move to Nashville, Tennessee, there's got to be some chains out there that we can get in Southern California that we don't have now. There's no reason not to. I should be able to experience some of the things that I love in New Mexico or Dallas when I'm in Southern California. And the thing with Los Angeles, it's such an interesting place because some people are born and raised in Los Angeles. I am. But a lot of people came from somewhere else. They came from a different part of the country. And in different parts of the country, you have your different eateries. You have your different chains. So here's the game that we're going to play today. I need you to call me at 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. Tell me about a chain from another part of the country that you would love to see move to Southern California. Maybe you're from the South. Maybe you're from the Northeast. There's probably tons of chains or kinds of food that you never even heard of that you would love to bring to Southern California to get that representation. And that's what we're going to do. So, what chains from around the country do you wish were in Los Angeles? 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. And I'm going to start us off with quite a few from Texas because my wife is from Texas. That's how I discovered Texas food. And Texas has a lot of great chains that should be in Southern California. Should we start with the most obvious one? I need to know, why is Whataburger not in Southern California? Apparently, there used to be a couple of Whataburgers in the Valley in like the 70s. But Whataburger is great. And I know there's a lot of great burger chains out there, but Whataburger is special. Maybe it's the Texas toast. Oh, I love getting that patty melt on the Texas toast. You add the jalapenos. My wife taught me how to order. Whataburger is great. We actually get shipped to our house Whataburger spicy ketchup because that is really incredible. I love Whataburger spicy ketchup. And Whataburger has tons and tons and tons of locations. There's even some here in the New Mexico where I'm broadcasting from today. But why isn't Whataburger in Southern California? If I had my way, and I'm going to put this out into the ether, Whataburger, come to Los Angeles. You will do very well here. McDonald's is great. Nothing wrong with it. But we don't need to have a McDonald's every single mile marker on Ventura Boulevard. We just don't. Now, if you're in Dallas, one of the things, of course, is tacos. I love tacos. I love breakfast tacos. In fact, on my first date with my wife, she was telling me about breakfast tacos. And I didn't know what that meant. I mean, you mean like breakfast burritos? She said, no, breakfast tacos. I didn't know how big of a thing it was there. And there are quite a few taco places that my wife has introduced me to from Dallas that I really wish would move to Southern California. My favorite being a place called Torchy's. I love Torchy's tacos. Torchy's has, they call it damn good tacos. They have great breakfast tacos. They also have really interesting, they've got some interesting names for their tacos as well. They've got one called the Republican, which is a jalapeno sausage and cheese. And they've got a Democrat, which is barbacoa and lime and I believe onions. They've got great breakfast as well. And they have really, really good queso. In fact, they've got a taco called the Trailer Park, and you can get the Trailer Park Trashy, and getting the Trailer Park Trashy means they cover the Trailer Park in queso. Love the queso. It's real, real, real good. I wish Torchy's would come to Southern California. In fact, I think before COVID, at one point, there was talk that Torchy's was starting to think about expanding to California. I would love to see Torchy's. We have a very, very good breakfast taco chain now in Southern California. Home state, I love it. I'm a big fan. There's one in Sherman Oaks that my wife go to regularly, but oh boy, Torchy's has just some really good. And they have this Diablo sauce that is so perfectly spicy, and then you get a little bit of the poblano sauce as well. It is a winner. It is so good. If you're ever in Texas, or I believe they're in Denver and there are a few other states, you've got to try a Torchy's tacos, and they even have a secret menu. They have a taco called the Ace of Spades, which needs to be put on 2 tortillas. It's so big, and it pretty much has everything they sell in one taco. It is a glutton's delight. This is how the game that we're playing today. I want to know chains in the rest of the country that you wish would move to Southern California. Maybe you're from the Northwest, the Midwest, the South. Maybe your spouse is, and there's some place that you love, some kind of food you love that you can't get in Southern California. Tell me all about it. 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. Let's start with Patrick in Fullerton. Patrick, hello.
Oh.
Patrick. Hey.
Randy, you there? Hello?
I'm here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Happy Friday, Randy.
Happy Friday, Patrick.
Yeah, I go to New Mexico all the time, Las Cruces, but I need to get...
Oh, yeah, I love it here. I love the whole state, but the food in Santa Fe. There is no New Mexican food in Los Angeles, and I don't understand that because it's only 2 states away. But there's no place doing authentic red and green chilies. What is that about?
Yeah, I know. That's right. Once you try New Mexican food, you can't find it anywhere else. It's hard to find, but I'd love it too. Anyway, I'm calling about there's 2 chains. I grew up in the Midwest, and there's a chain called Culver's, which is a lot like a Freddy's. They specialize in ice cream, but then they also have these like butter burgers. Just amazing. It's fast food, but it's like really super good quality. And then there's some of those in Arizona, so not too far away from California, but not in Southern California. And then the second one is it's not a restaurant. It's like a convenience store chain called Casey's, like a Quick Trip or 7-Eleven. But they have like just this amazing breakfast pizza that every time I go home, I just devour it every morning. So kind of lucky they don't have them here because I'd probably be, 400 pounds. But, yeah, if you ever get a chance to try Culver's or Casey's Pizza, it's to die for.
Yeah, this topic is going to be very dangerous because it's going to get us all wanting to try all this food that we're craving that we don't get to have. I just followed Culver's on Instagram. I just followed Casey's on Instagram. It looks really, really, really good. Also, I want those cheese curds at Culver's. Those look fantastic.
Yes, I forgot about the cheese curds. Yeah, but they're from Wisconsin, that chain. So, yeah, they're definitely – the cheese curds are also like one of the, most things you got to die for as well. And they have a really good fish sandwich if you like fish.
Oh, yeah. It looks incredible if I ever get out to the Midwest, or apparently, like you said, they're in Arizona, they're in Texas. I got to get me some Culver's. I got to try me some Casey's as well. This is what we're doing. We're putting this out into the ether. We're letting the world know these are the chains that we would like to see in Southern California. 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. I love my Southern California chains. Believe you me, I love my Jack in the Box, but there doesn't need to be so many of them concentrated in the same area. There doesn't need to be so many Taco Bells when you could have Taco Cabana. Oh, I think Taco Cabana was the first breakfast taco place my wife introduced me to the first time she took me to Texas. Oh my goodness. You get a stack of tortillas and a big queso and you are happy. I love breakfast tacos. I didn't even know it was a food group. I'm a very lucky person. 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. Tell me about a chain that does not exist in Southern California that you wish would come here. Someplace you grew up with, someplace your spouse grew up with, because we need more variety for our incredible chains. 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. Let's go to Tom in Yorba Linda. Tom, hello.
Hey, Randy, how you doing? Okay,
doing great.
I'm embarrassed about this. I fully admit it, but I want White Castle to come to Southern California. Those terrible little burgers, but I just love them with the pickles, and we don't get White Castle here. So let's bring White Castle. What do you say?
I think we should totally bring White Castle. It's already in vending machines all across Southern California. We had White Castle in our vending machine at my first radio station, and my partner would microwave those things up in the morning, and they would smell fantastic and awful at the same time. But you know what? There is a White Castle on Fremont Street in Vegas. If they can make it all the way out to Vegas, just go a little further to Southern California. I would love White Castle. How could they make a movie like Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle and not be a nationwide brand?
You got it. You have to drive to Terrible's on the way to Vegas. That's the closest one you can get. But can you imagine having to have a vending machine for a burger? Oh, my gosh.
It's pretty awful. Brother. I want White Castle. I think that would be great. Tom, thank you so much for the call. Appreciate it. 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. Is there a chain you wish would move to Southern California? Bojangles is moving to L.A. next year. What else can we get? We just got Raising Cane's a couple years ago. Let's get some more regional chains moving, getting a couple locations in Southern California, because it's the perfect place because there's so many people in Southern California from somewhere else. 800-222-KABC. I'm getting very excited about this topic. Let's go to Paul in Saugus. Paul, hello.
How you doing, Randy?
Doing great.
Every time you do this Friday show, I gain 5 pounds. It's just messed up.
I do too. That's why I've been doing a lot of hiking this week.
Yeah. For me, I grew up in Oklahoma, and we had a chain called Taco Bueno. And it was like an upscale Taco Bell, but it had, they made their salsa homemade. But it was really inexpensive. I lived on this stuff. I miss it. I think they put Taco Bell out of business here in Southern California. I don't know if they're even still open, but bring it.
Oh, they're still around. In fact, when I drive around Texas, I see them. Based on your recommendation, the next time I see a Taco Bueno, I got to try it. But yes, we need more taco places out here. Taco Bell is fine, but there are so many chains that do it so much better.
Agreed. Definitely. And I love salsa. It's my weakness.
I would say absolutely same as well. That is me too. Paul, thanks so much for the call. Appreciate it. And yes, I apologize to the entire audience. We get real excited about food on Fridays, and then the weekend comes, and, we get back to working out on Monday. 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. It's as simple as this. We're putting this energy out into the ether. Maybe something will come of it. I'm going to tag every chain that's talked about in this and post it on Instagram. Maybe it will be the message that they need, that there's an audience here that wants this food. Tell me about a regional chain that you wish would move to Los Angeles, to move to Southern California. 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on Talk Radio 790 KABC. It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on KABC. We're taking your phone calls at 800-222-KABC. What chains that are regional that you wish would move to Los Angeles? I really want to see more regional chains so there's not a McDonald's on every corner, because there's so much good food out there that's in the Midwest, that's in the South, that's in the Northeast that we're not getting in Southern California. So let's put it out into the ear. Let's put that out into the ether, send some good vibes, and maybe we'll get a Whataburger. 800-222-KABC. Let's go to Maureen in Anaheim. Maureen, hello.
Hey, Randy, how you doing?
Doing great.
Good. Question, have you ever been to Cincinnati?
I have not.
Aha. Okay, they have the best. It's called either Skyline Chili or Cincinnati Chili. And what they do is they put spaghetti noodles first. They put about a half a pound of chili, a half a pound of cheese, and as much onions that you want. And by the time you get it, I swear to God, it's like 6 inches high. And it is enough to feed 2 or 3 people. It is awesome.
I want that. I want that to come here. That sounds incredible. There's only one place in all of Southern California I can think of where you can get chili on spaghetti, and that's Chili John's. But oh my goodness, I want Skyline Chili. Come here, please.
You know, I even had to go and find the recipe, and I make it at home, and it is incredible. It's nothing like you've ever had. It actually has chocolate in it and cloves.
I have heard about Cincinnati chili, and I've heard that it's kind of sweet. That's so interesting. We need that here. We need some Cincinnati representation.
Yes,
I am all for it. We need that too. Maureen, thanks so much for the call. Appreciate it. That's all we got to do here. Tell me the chains that you wish would move to Southern California. Let's go to Phil in Santa Ana. Phil, hello.
Yeah, so I'm calling about Taco Bell. I mean, I know we have those here, but they took away the chili cheese burrito. We used to call it the Chilito back in the 90s. You remember that?
I remember that burrito. That was my favorite burrito as a kid, back when they had like the 59, 79, 99 cent menu. Boy, has times changed.
What I'm talking about. Yeah, exactly, man. Well, they took it away, but it does exist in other states. I follow a Facebook group called Chili Cheese Burrito Locator. And, it's available in many other states, but not here in Southern California.
And Taco Bell's from Southern California. Their headquarters in Irvine. Taco Bell, what are you doing? Someone that works at Taco Bell could be listening right now. Bring back the chili cheese burrito. It's a classic. Phil, thanks so much for the call. Appreciate it. And then they like to take away the enchilito all the time, too. What's up with that? Let's go to Carla in Torrance. Carla, hello.
Hello, Randy. How are you?
I'm great.
You know, you do know how to blow a girl's diet. I was going out thinking about picking up some fish, and that's gone. But I want to talk about a chain that's in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. If you've ever been there, it's called Permane Brothers. If you look it up, every sandwich you can get French fries and coleslaw and fried egg. And it was the best place to go after the bars at night at 2 o'clock in the morning, because they do stay open that late. And it's an amazing sandwich shop. So I know they went to Florida at one time, but I don't know if they'll come as far as California, but it's in the city and some of the state of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
We need some more Pittsburgh representation. We've got Jersey sandwiches. I want some Pittsburgh sandwiches. I'm following Permane Bros right now. Their sandwiches look incredible. I think we got to bring them here, Carla. Thanks so much for the call. Appreciate it. That's as simple as it is. We're going to bring these chains to Southern California by sheer force of will. 800-222-KABC. It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on KABC. It is the News Blitz with Randy Wang on Talk Radio 790 KABC. We're here every single day from 5 to 6 talking about the local issues that matter to you most and taking your phone calls at 800-222-KABC. Your emails as well at randykabc@gmail.com. There are a lot of really incredible chains throughout the country that have no representation in Southern California, and I've had it. We need more variety out there. There are so many good chains that should be out here. Apparently, Bojangles is moving to Southern California next year. What regional chains would you love to see move to Southern California? 800-222-KABC. Chris writes in at randykabc@gmail.com and says, Runza from Nebraska. Every Runza sandwich starts out as an original, a perfect blend of spices to season the ground beef mixed with cabbage and onions inside bread that they bake at the store every morning. How come we can't have that and we have to have Subways on every single block? Runza sounds great. He also loves Filberto's 24-hour drive-thru in Arizona. Filberto's Mexican food. It says they have locations in California. Maybe there is one and I just don't know about it. 800-222-KABC. Let's go to Dave in Woodland Hills. Dave, hello.
Hey, Randy, how you doing?
Doing great.
Good. Hey, I know a lot of your listeners are going to go, ew, no way. But being a Midwest boy, and there was a place that was always great to stop after a night of drinking and sober up before you go home, and that's White Castle.
I would love to have a White Castle here. I got to try White Castle once when I went to Vegas a couple years ago. And you know what? It definitely has a very special feeling. There's no other burger like it.
It is. I mean, it's the original sliders. And I know you can get them in the frozen food section at the supermarket, but they're just not the same. There's no grease to them. So just can't get that same taste.
You're totally right about that. Dave, thanks so much for the call. Appreciate it. If they made it to Vegas and they made it to State Line, they should be able to make it out here. Let's go to Clifford in Riverside. Clifford, hello.
Hello. I got two chains I want to recommend. The first is in Jacksonville, Florida area where I grew up. It's I need to correct you. There is some other burger out there like White Castle. It's called Crystals. So it's a Crystal Burger, and the name of the chain is Crystals, and the burger's not greasy. It melts in your mouth. It's very, very good. And then the second place, through my travel in the Air Force in the early 1980s, I was stationed in Dayton, Ohio, and I was introduced to a pizza place called Noble Romans. It has a salty taste to it. I don't know if they're still there, but best pizza on the planet.
Oh, wow. I'm looking at Noble Romans right now. I'm looking at Crystal. That's Crystal with a K, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Noble
we need
Romans
both of those here. Oh, yeah. We need those here immediately. It looks like Noble Romans still exists. Let's get them over here. We need more pizza places like that. Clifford, thanks so much for the call. Appreciate it. Following Noble Romans. They've got 12 locations in Indiana. Come on. Let's get some more regional chains out here. You know what was really fun? A couple years ago, there was this Major League Baseball food event in downtown LA, and I went with a close friend of mine, and you got to try like the stadium fixins from every single team if you could actually eat that much. I tried my darndest, but it was really cool because there's so many different regional foods that was like, wow, this is incredible. Having a pierogi from the Pirates and well, the Seattle Mariners had crickets. I don't know what that's about. I don't need the crickets. Let's go to Brandy in San Diego. Brandy, hello.
Hey, how are you? I didn't know if you said Whataburger or Lottaburger, but Blake's Lottaburger, green chili cheeseburger, just as long as you don't go to the new automated one, the bomb diggity. And then there's Dion's Pizza that's all over New Mexico, which is the bomb diggity. And then there's Burritos al Estante, and it's because, no offense, but California has no idea how to make a tortilla. And there's also Golden Fried Chicken, which I have never had their chicken, but their burritos and their tortillas and their burritos, carne asada, their shredded beef, red. Oh, bomb.
That sounds incredible. I forgot about Blake's, and there's actually a Blake's in town. I'm in Santa Fe right now. I got to give Blake's a try.
Yeah.
That could be the green chili cheeseburger that finally makes its way to Southern California, because I love a green chili cheeseburger.
I've been wanting that forever and ever and ever. Let me know what you think. Let us know what you think. All right. Love you, man. Thank you.
Thank you, Brandy, so much. Appreciate it. Yes, Blake's Lottaburger. And you know what Brandy said? It's true. A lot of places in California, they just don't make a tortilla right. There are some that do. Home State does. It's because they don't use lard. In other states, they use lard. And the lard makes the tortilla so good. Let's go to Mike in Ventura. Mike, hello.
Hey, Randy, how's it going, brother?
Doing great.
Hey, there is a restaurant chain in Illinois called Giordano's, Giordanos, Giordano's. And they actually have two sites in Las Vegas. Now, these are the guys that make the Chicago-style pizza, and I'd never had it before. I happened to be down there one year when my son graduated from the naval boot camp. But those chains out there are off the hook, man. The food is awesome, and they were really welcoming to the brand new sailors, you know. So I understand there is a chain, a small chain out in Vegas. One of them they say is very good off the 295, but that was the first time I'd ever had that kind of pizza, and the rest of their food, awesome.
I love it. I love a good deep dish pizza. I regularly get Lou Malnati's pizzas shipped from Taste of Chicago. I want to try Giordano's, and I want to get it in Southern California. I don't want to have to get it to come to Vegas. So Giordano's, listen to Mike, listen to me, come to Southern California. Mike, thanks so much for the call. Appreciate it. 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. What is a regional food chain that you wish would move to Southern California? 800-222-KABC. Let's go to Walt in Rancho Santa Margarita. Walt, hello.
Good afternoon, Randy. So I lived about 8 years back in the Midwest, back in Louisville, Kentucky, and I'm actually going to double up on two of your previous callers. I had a girlfriend back in Louisville take me to Skyline. Not only is the chili the bomb, but they have got a little side Greek salad. Simple, easy, but amazing. And their entire menu is simple, which is why they're able to keep it so good and repeat the goodness over and over. The other one is Primanti's. Was fortunate enough to go to Pittsburgh because I'd heard about Primanti's. It's everything you hear about. So imagine a pastrami sandwich. Take the top of that rye bread off. Dip your hand into a vat of French fries. Just grab as much as you can. Slam it on top. And then grab a handful of coleslaw and put it on top. And then put that rye bread back on. After you've been getting your drink on and it's 2, 3 in the morning, that is the bomb. That will satisfy any appetite.
That sounds incredible. You are making me so hungry right now, Walt. All right, we got more votes for Primanti's. We got more votes for we got tons and tons and tons of great suggestions here. Walt, thank you so much for the call. Appreciate it. We need these chains. We can do it. They could come here. There's so much room and there's so much proliferation of the same old places. Let's do it. Let's get some of these chains in Southern California. It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on Talk Radio 790 KABC. It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on KABC. If you'd like to send us an email, you can do so at randykabc@gmail.com. Jay writes in and says, here's some chains we need in Southern California. The first two aren't really restaurants, but they do have good food. Public Supermarket, I've heard of that one. And Buc-ee's. Okay, anybody from Texas knows Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's is the greatest gas station that's ever existed. These things are massive, and you got all kinds of food and tchotchkes and antiques and things you can buy and great bathrooms and happy employees. Would love to see a Buc-ee's. I don't think there's room for a Buc-ee's in Southern California, but that's a lot more fun than going to a Chevron. And, of course, another vote for Giordano's and Moss Burger from Japan. Yeah. I do follow quite a few Japanese food Instagram accounts, and there's some chains out there that should move out here. I want that. Let's go to JP in Burbank. JP, hello.
Hey, brother. How you doing today?
Doing great.
Well, you know why we don't have these companies come here? Because you can't afford to do business in California. The food workers union, just after getting up to $16 to $20 minimum wage, just pissed off the governor or whoever and want another $1 an hour raise. These people are smart to stay out of this place.
Well, I do understand that it's difficult to do business here, but why do we have 700 subways?
Well, because Subway was here before all the bat crap craziness went on, so they were kind of grandfathered into it. Remember, Newsom's buddy, because you make your own bread, don't have to pay those high rates.
That's true. That still doesn't make any sense. JP, thanks so much for the call. Appreciate it. So you know what other sandwich place we need? Potbelly. Potbelly's in Dallas. Potbelly is great. So we do not need so many Subways. I do not get the Subway thing. I got it when it was $5. It ain't $5 anymore. It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on KABC. It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on KABC. If you'd like to email us, you can do so, randykabc@gmail.com. Dewey writes in and says, I love White Castle. It's not really a slider. It's more like a meat-flavored onion roll, and there's nothing wrong with that. Oh, boy. I think we're going to get these chains. We are going to put these chains on the map in Southern California. We need more variety. Like another taco place I love in Dallas, Velvet Taco. They got tons of different kinds of tacos, like an Indian taco and a fish taco and the burger taco. That is one of our favorites. Velvet Taco is a real good time, and those are usually open late in certain places in Dallas. Love me some Velvet Taco. It's one of those places we always have to go to. Now, Tex is also known for great barbecue, and there are some really good barbecue places in Southern California, but how about Rudy's? Let's get Rudy's out here. I love Rudy's barbecue sauce. They got great brisket. They got great turkey. They got great sausages. Would love to see Rudy's and Salt Lick. Salt Lick is out in Austin and Round Rock. But you know what? Salt Lick's barbecue sauce is in Whole Foods in Southern California. If we can get the barbecue sauce here, why can't we get the barbecue here? Just some of the things that I would love to see because I want more variety out here in Southern California. Let's go to Bob in L.A. Bob, hello.
I was going to tell you about the lard in the tortillas. When I left Santa Fe back in 75, I couldn't find a tortilla anywhere. And I kept saying manteca. And everybody, what do you want? That means lard in Spanish, manteca.
Yeah, that is the secret sauce to make a really good tortilla, especially a corn tortilla. You got to have lard in there.
Well, I'm thinking of flour myself. Flour has no taste without manteca. I'm telling you, too.
I think you're totally right about that. Bob, thanks so much for the call. Appreciate it. Well, I think we did our job here. I'm going to post this podcast, and I'm going to post on Instagram and tag every single chain that we talked about that I remember to follow in the last hour. So we got Bojangles, we got Whataburger, we got Torchy's, we got Velvet Taco, Taco Cabana, Rudy's, Salt Lick, Culver's, Casey's, White Castle, Runza, Taco Bueno, Skyline Chili, Primati Brothers, Potbelly, Buc-ee's, Publix, Giordano's Pizza, Moss Burger Japan, Filberto's Mexican Food, Crystal, Noble Roman's Pizza Pub, and Blake's Lotta Burger. We need you to come to Southern California. Do us that solid. We will buy your food and we will enjoy it. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. It's always so much fun doing these Happy Hour Friday shows. I'm sure I made you all starving. I'm hungry too. I'm going to go have a nice dinner. But thanks so much for participating in this program. If you miss any episode, you go to kabc.com, click on podcasts, go to the Apple Podcasts app, iHeart, Spotify, search for the News Blitz with Randy Wang, and subscribe, download all the episodes, especially our favorite Happy Hour Friday shows. Have an incredible weekend. I'll be back on Monday in Los Angeles. It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on KABC.